Scanning for audio.
Hang on, I'll be with you in a minute. It's in here somewhere. Hang on. I can't find it. It's here somewhere. I know I put it in here. There it is. Fantastic. Hang on. I'm with you. Right. Welcome to a Tin Dog podcast. I am now about to put on the thing I've just found at the back of my wardrobe. My fan entitlement hat. Oh, it's been a while since I've worn it. Oh, it doesn't even remotely suit me. It looks appalling. It's worse than your first reactions to the Sixth Doctor's costume when you were a kid. Well, it just says entitled fan embroidered in rather bad font on the front. And you know what? I'm going to wear it for this entire review. Because right now, I'm going to be talking about the War Master. Why am I wearing my entitled hat? Because, well, you know, I loved it. Yeah, I loved it. That's fine. But I'm entitled. I am entitled to demand completely a War Doctor and War Master crossover. What do you mean John Hurt can't possibly become available? You use computers. That's obviously the answer to everything. I want a CGI'd recreation of John Hurt and someone doing a voice, and that'll be fine. Yes, that's what I demand. I demand a crossover. Yes, I know it would mess up with TV continuity, and I know that narrative structures won't work at all, but we can fiddle that and fudge it because I'm an entitled fan and I demand it because it will just be the greatest performances of all time. Right. Okay. Enough nonsense, enough frivolity, enough pointlessness. I'm taking off my imaginary hat, putting it down, and I'll review this story properly. You see, last week I was listening to my review copy of Countermeasures. I've been looking forward to Countermeasures for months, knowing that it comes out in December 2017, ticking off the little dates, knowing that it's coming. Oh, I'm going to listen to it. The date comes out. It's going to be brilliant. No, I'll pace myself. I'll listen to the stories. I'll listen to one day, then the next, which is what I decided to do because I don't want to just binge and get it over with. No, I like to savour each individual story. And that was where the problems started. You see, with some stories from Big Finish, you get the review copies early. But with big releases like this, or say the 10th Doctor, you get them just with everyone else. The day they come out is the day you get to listen to them. Well, for me anyway. I'm not one of these big league reviewers, am I? So, I'm listening to Countermeasures and enjoying the smeg out of it. When it turns up in my inbox. It's the War Doctor. It's Derek Jacobi. Oh, can I just stop everyone there? Right. Everyone who lives in England knows he's called Derek Jacobi. Repeat after me. Jacobi. Jacobi is the Doctor in Twin Peaks. Calling him Derek Jacobi just winds people up, right? It's like when Jodie was announced as the new Doctor, and all of the foreign fans started going on about her suspenders in the photographs. Well, you don't do that to someone in England. You'll give them heart condition. I'm sorry, we're old-fashioned, but we do have a sense of ownership when it comes to Doctor Who. And you know what? Jacobi. Right, leave it there. You've got it. You know how to say it. It's fine. Listen to the documentary at the end of the episode. Right. Calm down. Begin again. Yeah? The War Master box sets come out. Now, as I feared, the War Master box set and the War Doctor box sets obviously they can't make any more War Doctors. And I did kind of think, rather cynically, what we'd got here is they'd hired another remarkably good actor, because they could, to do similar stories or leftover scripts again. Well, you know what? I couldn't be more wrong. For a start, there was talk early on about doing a War Master set. And yes, there was also talk amongst fans going, well, surely he was a baby when he was found. Yeah, he might have memories of being a baby, but you know what? When you're using our chameleon arch, some memories have got to jump into place. You use the chameleon arch and you end up coming out as Derek Jacobi, but, you know, with some memories of growing up. It's not a problem. You don't need to have someone be a baby. Just because something is referenced in a TV show doesn't mean it's true. Remember the rules of lying in sci-fi? When you lie in sci-fi, it's much more difficult for the audience to comprehend because you don't know what's happening because you've already suspended your disbelief. Come on, children, we've already covered this. You can't really lie in sci-fi. You can't put people off the scent because it just confuses matter. And it makes us as the audience cross. So we end up believing everything that's on screen. And because of that, we have to retro-engineer any stories that come along afterwards. And that's why we've got this beautiful, beautiful story. It's a 4-disc set, 4 stories. Now, if you pop over to the Divergent Universe forums and read some of the threads, everyone is enthusiastic about one particular story, Sky Man. Now, I'm an old stick in the mud. I did like this story, and I will talk about it in a moment. It's not my favourite, but it's everyone else's. I mean, we're talking everyone else's. In the same way that Blink is everyone's favourite 10th Doctor story from that season, when the Doctor's hardly in it. Well, the Master's hardly in this story either. So, that's interesting. Because, let's face it, Derek Jacobi, one of my all-time favourite actors, in one of my all-time favourite roles, and you might as well, let's put it this way. Until this box set came out, my favourite Master was Alex McQueen. Well, my favourite current Master. You can't top Beavers for current actors who are still alive, and you'll always revert back to type with Delgado. Well, this is the closest to a Delgadioian, is that a real word? It is now, I've claimed it, performance you could possibly get. Delgardian, I like that one. This is the most Delgardian performance you'll ever get out of a Master. Now, Derek's great. He's brilliant. He just plays with the language. He has been playing heroes and wonderful people for so long that when he gets to play a villain, he'll stick his teeth into it and just not let go. Oh, you can see it so well. But I'm just giving you opinions. I'm not giving you any facts. Perhaps that's what it needs to stay. Just a collection of opinions. No, let's do this properly. It's a 4-disc set, and story number 1 is Beneath the Viscoid by Nicholas Briggs. Now, Nick's had a hard rap when it comes to his writing. Some people out there just go, oh no, stick to one thing, because that's what we do in this country. We like people doing really well at one job. Well, no, that's not how the world works. Nick really understands war films, war stories. He understands Daleks more than anyone else, and this man knows his Doctor Who. He's produced some cracking stuff in the past, and what's put people off is the name that's attached. I know for a fact that if these stories were coming out under somebody else's name, people would be begging for more scripts by Mr. Made-Up Name. Because we're fickle, entitled, pointless fans sometimes who don't act properly, and we don't give proper chances to things that are in front of us. This is a great story, a great introduction, and a great way of hitting the ground running. And I know I say that, but it is. The action just comes at you. It's time after time. It's got pace, it's got characterization, and the Master is so funny. He's funny and hilarious in every single one of these stories. And that's what makes him Delgardian, in my view. Yes, he's suave, he's sophisticated, and he's introducing himself as the Doctor. It's nice to use somebody else's well, legend before you arrive. Look, let's have a look at the synopsis. On the ocean planet Gardezza, deep beneath the Viscoid, a mysterious capsule is recovered from the Time War, and an equally mysterious stranger is found within. The Doctor's reputation precedes him, even here, but can he be trusted? Yes, he's going around saying he's the Doctor. It's called the Master's box set. It's all going to be fine. This is setting up the rules for the box set, because you've still got a Time Lord, you've still got the Daleks, who are the baddies. The Master's dealt with the Daleks almost as much as the Doctor, and there's a reason that he would be ending up on trial. Just put this out there. You know the Master who goes on trial in the McGann film? Which Master is it? It could be a variant on one of these, and that's retro-engineering from a better writer than me. Story number 2, again, magnificent. The Good Master, Janine H Jones, a name I do not recognise, but a storming script. The Time War rages around Arcking, a planet serving as a sanctuary for the sick and injured, but Arcking is protected by a mysteriously powerful force, a force the Master will stop at nothing to harness, even if time itself is against him. It's a good story. It's got incredible performances from everyone. And these characters lead into other stories. But of course, you're like me. You don't want spoilers. You just want to know they're great. Well, trust me, it's a fabulous box set. Leads into the Sky Man. James Goss comes up trumps yet again with a great story. Now, on the forums, I did say that this story reminded me very much of an episode of The Archers, but in a good way. It's an agricultural world. Look, here's the synopsis and I'll see what I can tell you. When his new companion decides to save a planet, the Master indulges this most futile of requests. Materializing on a primitive agrarian world, both the strangers quickly find their places in it until fallout from the war invades their happy paradise. This story results in something brilliant, something that will ring bells from the last series, something that will make you go, oh, that's so good. And you know what? Like Blink, the Doctor's hardly in it, the Master's hardly in this, but when he is, it's so important, so incredibly good. Whether he is evil or not is always what makes the Master great, but perhaps he's more evil when the Doctor is around. Or perhaps he's just more self-centered and doesn't see people as people at all. But he does enjoy the finer things. Which brings us to story number 4, The Heavenly Paradigm by Guy Adams. With his plans approaching fruition, the Master travels to Stamford Bridge in 1970s, a location he believes might hold the key to his success, but that terrible secret lurks under the stairs of number 24 Marigold Lane. And what sacrifices will the Master make in the name of ultimate victory? Guy Adams always produces good stuff. He's going from strength to strength, and we're always looking forward. There are a collection of brilliant names on this box set. Some superb stories, and if you want to give this a go, I'm going to say yes. I really am. So if you get money for Christmas, nip over to the Big Finish website and order yourself this. Because yes, everyone will be banging on about how good Bradley will be as the first Doctor, and there'll be Jodie's eyes appearing in the background. Oh, the excitement of it all. But you know what? We like what we like. And if you're a fan of the Master, if you were one of those billions of people who saw Derek's performance and then went, oh, we're going to have a brilliant Master, and then he turned into John Sim and you went, oh, great. Well, you just felt denied. Well, like me, wear your entitled fan hat and buy this box set. Because this is where we belong. This is what Big Finish is very good at. And they do this tremendously well. So, hopefully my voice will be better soon, and I will bid you farewell and a Merry Christmas, Happy Yule, Happy Hanukkah, or whatever festival you decide. It's midwinter. It's the solstice. It's us and audio. Thank you very much for joining me this year. It's been a blast. I'm not going anywhere, but until next time, be seeing you.
Time Lord! Oh no!
Coming soon from Big Finish Productions.
Things die. It's just what they do.
All we know about the Daleks is that they are creatures of war.
You are in our power!
Every minute of every day, on every world, every galaxy, something dies.
If Dr. Keller had never arrived on Arcking ever, would this still all be happening?
Crying over it is spitting into the wind. Death is natural. Yes.
Surrender your TARDIS to the Daleks immediately!
When an off-world ship crashes into our ocean and they want to salvage something from it, what else could it be but a weapon?
There comes a time in the history of all civilizations, worlds great and small, when something, some event, some disease, some war, tips the balance of things. When even nature must look at the numbers and nervously catch its breath. And on those occasions, well, it's time to make plans.
Why should I trust you?
Because I am the master.
What?
The War Master. Coming December 2017.
Yes. Are you scared yet?
Big Finish. We love stories.
2018 brings with it 3 brilliant conventions, all held at the Derby Quad. ShadowCon 2. The UFO convention will be on June the 30th, 2018. Hooverville, the best little Doctor Who convention in the world, is on Saturday the 1st of September, while Big Finish Day is on the 3rd of November 2018. All tickets are available from the Derby Quad website. That was the Doctor Who Tin Dog Podcast, available on iTunes, YouTube, Twitter, RSS, Vimeo, and across the internet. Doctor Who and its associated properties are all copyright and trademark of the BBC. No infringement is intended. Why not become a supporter by visiting patreon.com/tindog. Contact the show on tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk. The Tin Dog Podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.